Good evening. Let's talk about the revolution. Despite liberal and nationalism success in France and Belgium, the conservative order dominated a lot of Europe in the 19th century. Nationalism and liberalism continued to grow, and it charged the revolution of 1848.
The revolutions of 1848 also dealt with another French Revolution. French Revolution was spark for revolution in other countries. Economic problems that began in the 1840s brought hardships or challenges for France to the lower middle class workers and also peasants. The monarchy was overthrown in 1848. Then a group of moderate Republicans set up a temporary government. This government called for an election of representatives to a constituent assembly that would draw up and be by universal male suffrage, meaning all adult men could vote. The temporary government set up national workshops to provide work for the unemployed. The moderate Republicans ended up destroying the workshops, and the workers refused to accept the destroyal of them and poured in the streets for 4 days. There was a lot of bloodshed and thousands were killed or sent to prison. The new Constitution was ratified on November 4th, 1848. It had a simple legislature elected by universal male suffrage. Louis Napoleon was elected for presidency. Go.
News of the 1848 revolution in France led to the upheaval in other parts of Europe. The Congress of Vienna in 1815 had recognized the existence of 38 independent German states called the German Confederation. In 1848, cries for change led many German rulers to promise constitutions, a free press, and jury trials. All German parliament, called the Frankfurt Assembly, was held to fulfill a liberal and nationalist dream, the preparation of a constitution for a new united Germany. Deputies to the parliament were elected by universal male suffrage. The Frankfurt Assembly failed to achieve its goal. The members drafted a constitution but had no real means of forcing the German rulers to accept it.
Go. The empire was a multinational state, collection of different peoples, including Germans, Czechs, Magyars, Slovaks, Romanians, Poles, Croats, Serbians, and Italians. The Germans thought only a quarter of the population played a leading role in government. The Austrian Empire. In March 1848, demonstrations in the major cities led to the dismissal of the Metternich, the Austrian foreign minister. In Vienna, revolutionary forces took control of the capital and demanded a liberal constitution. The government gave Hungary its own legislature. Austrian officials had made concessions to appear the revolutionaries, but were determined to reestablish their control over the empire. In June 1848, Austrian military forces crushed the Czech rebels in Prague. By the end of October, the rebels in Vienna had been defeated as well. With the help of the Russian army, 140,000 men, the Hungarian revolutionaries were finally subdued. In 1849, the revolutions in the Austrian Empire had begun.
It's sing money on that beat. Yo, G Money, spit that beat. Yo, yo, yo. In 1848, a revolt broke out against the Austrians in Lombardy and Venetia. Revolutionaries in other Italian states also took arms and sought to create liberal constitutions and a unified Italy. By 1518, however, the Austrians had to reestablish complete control over Lombardy and Venetia. The old order also prevailed in the rest of Italy.
Go.
Throughout Europe in 1848, popular revolts started upheavals that had led to liberal constitutions and liberal governments. Even with the reestablishment of conservative governments, however, the forces of nationalism and liberalism continued to influence political events.
Go.
The excitement with which German liberals and nationalists received the news of the revolution in France are captured well in the reminiscence of Karl Schwarz. After the failure of the German Revolution of 1848, Schwarz went to the United States, where he fought in the Civil War and became Secretary of the Interior.
Go.
One morning toward the end of February 1848, I sat quietly in my attic chamber, working hard at my tragedy of Ulrich von Hutten, a 16th century German knight, when suddenly a friend rushed breathlessly into the room, exclaiming, "What, you're sitting here? Do you know what has happened?" "No." "What?" "The French had driven away Louis Philippe and proclaimed the Republic." I threw down my pen, and that was the end of Ulrich von Hutten. I never touched the manuscript again. We tore down the stairs into the street to the market square, that accustomed meeting place for all the student societies after their midday diner. Although it was still forenoon, the market was already crowded with young men talking excitedly. We were dominated by a vague feeling, as if a great outbreak of element forces had begun, as if an earthquake was impending, of which we had felt the first shock, and we instinctively crowded together.
Go.
The next morning there were the usual lectures to be attended, but how profitless. The voice of the professor sounded like a monotonous drone coming from far away. What he had said did not seem to conquer us. At last we closed with a sigh of the notebook and went away, pushed by a feeling that now we had something more important to do, to devote ourselves to the affairs of the fatherland. Now had arrived in Germany the day for the establishment of German unity, and the founding of a great, powerful nation, German Empire. In the last line, the meeting of the National Parliament. Then the demands for civil rights and liberties, free speech, free pass, the right of free assembly, equality both before the law, a freely elected representation of the people with legislative power. The word democracy was soon on all tongues. Of course, the regeneration of the fatherland must, if possible, be accomplished by peaceable means. Like many of my friends, I was dominated by the feeling that at last the great opportunity had arrived for giving to the German people the liberty which was their birthright, and to the German man fatherland is unity and greatness, and that it was now the first duty of every German to do, and to sacrifice everything for this sacred object.